Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the seventh episode of the Green Series. As we promised, I've said this earlier that we are going to make you fall in love with Nigeria. But then Nigeria needs a patriotic mindset to move forward. There are a lot of things we need to know about our country. We need to even understand the diversity of our people. We need to understand how big the country is. But then I have a guest here who is going to help me in steering this program. He's going to help me in championing this discussion. Rabia to Estijani is a runaway photographer, and I am sure if you search for the popular Mehdi Ribes mansion on the internet, you are going to find a lot of pictures of the mansion with her watermark on it. So thank you very much, Rabia, for joining me in this program. So let me go first. I'll go first. I will start by highlighting the overview of what we are going to do today. Then you come. I have some questions for you. They are not hot, sharp, but then there are questions that I know people are going to get educated from. Thank you. As most of us are aware that Nigeria is a huge diverse country. We have more than 300 ethnic groups. We have various languages. We have different religions which is practiced in the country. But the most popular religion are categorically three. We have the Islamic religion, which I do practice proudly. We have the Christianity, which is much more popular in the southern part of the country, and we have those who practice traditional religion. Now, those who practice traditional religion, I don't think they are as much as the other two religions in Nigeria. So, but then we are going to talk about the diversity of the tribe, the diversity of the culture, and so on and so forth. But then, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of Christians who are northerners, and then there are a lot of Muslims who are living or perhaps are southerners. Now, how diverse can we be? We have diversity across all sectors of life, all aspects of life. We've talked about the diversity of culture, we've talked about the diversity of religion, but then we have also diverse resources. We have even our topography is diverse. We also have diverse mindsets. Now, the way I think is different from the way another person thinks, and that is because of our diversity. That is because we are so much different, and then we have some commonalities, things that unite us. Now, coming back to Borno, where I live, Borno is home to different ethnic groups. It is home to different religion. It is home to different terrain. Now, people will think that it is only Kanuri or perhaps only Babu or Shwa that are in Borno, but I'm telling you, there are others. We have Marigi, we have Kanu, we have different set of ethnic groups. I think our diversity is one of the reasons why we adopted English as our official language, because now just imagine that Hausa is the official language in Nigeria. I think that is
so terrifying for the Southerners.
It is so terrifying for the non-Hausa speakers and the other people who have their own ethnic groups, who have their own culture, who have their own belief. What we practice as a Hausa man is not the same thing as what a Yoruba man practice. It's not the same as what a Nupe man practice or an Igbo man practice. Now here I will ask you to check your cycle of friends. If you have only one, if your cycle is limited to one tribe or one particular set of tribes, I'm sorry, you are not exposed. You should go out there, make new friends, make friends with the different tribes, make friends from different parts of Nigeria. You'll be proud of it. So I've been talking, I didn't include my guest here. Ravi, so what tribe are you?
I'm Yoruba. My mom is Fulani and my dad is Yoruba.
So your mom is us. Your dad is
them.
That's good. Now that is good for you, Rabi. You don't have complex identity. If it is my case, I am telling you that I will start mentioning Lupe, this and that, Fulani. My father is actually, but I don't want to get there because I will start explaining over and over again. Now that aside, our runaway photographer, I don't know why you even stopped the photography. Maybe we'll have one session about why Rabia to stop photography. Produce yourself and then tell us of how diverse our resources are.
Thank you so much for having me, Abidad. My name is Rabia Estijani, 22-year-old microbiology graduate from the prestigious University of Maiduguri. So to begin with, the Oxford Dictionary, I'll have to check my phone for
You are good to go.
The Oxford Dictionary defines resources as something that one uses to achieve an objective. It can be raw materials or personnel. Diversity, which is a key element that clearly defines the strength in Nigeria. We are one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world. This heterogeneity rests on ethnic, religious, linguistic, and historical differences. Nigeria is made up of over 200 million people, as most of us know. It has 300 ethnic groups, over 520 languages, several dialects, and religion. So our potentials are incredibly huge, and they call us the giant of Africa for a reason.
Sure.
Nigeria is blessed with resources in abundance. The country is most widely known for its vast hydrocarbon wealth, scattered across the Niger Delta states with huge deposits in Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, and with the recent findings of steam in Chad Basin region of Nigeria.
And Polmani. Polmani in Bauchi.
Okay, I don't know that. Thank you. Gold is being mined in Zamfara, coal in Enugu, tin in Jos, and the list goes on and on and on. All the 36 states, including the FCT, has globally marketable natural resource. Our country sits on a stockpile of wealth, abundance, and prosperity, but we are yet to harness these resources to the point it is reflective in our standard living as an average Nigerian. Just as important as natural resources are, we also have vast arable lands for farming in the north and the rich rainforest in the south with huge availability of timber. We also have rich water resources that is ripe of gainful financial purposes. We can't ignore our resources. We can't ignore our resource potential for tourism, and we have the beach in Lagos, the Gurara Falls in Niger, Mambila Plateau, and Gembu. Where is Gembu? Taraba State. So we have over 60 tourism sites in Nigeria with beautiful landscapes and nature essence. Nigeria is blessed, and our blessings are as diverse as our resources. And one day, I am optimistic we will have the leadership and followership that would make it count.
Now, one thing I like about what you said is that our resources, our blessings are as diverse as our resources, and then that you are optimistic that Nigeria is going to be much more greater than what we are seeing today if we have the right leadership and then the right followership. Now, it is important for people to know that it is not only about leadership that brings about an effective change. Even us as the followers, as the citizens, we have. I mentioned this a number of times that we have role to play in this, in building this nation. And then it is not just about leaders. People tend to just blame leaders on whatever it is that they have said. But then I think, inshallah, we are on the way. Now, talking about opportunity, Nigeria is one of, I think we have a huge opportunity potential. Looking at our youth, we have a number of youth, we have the manpower, we have the resources, we have arable land, as we've said. But then people tend to forget that these are opportunities. I don't even understand why Nigerians are steadfast on only securing a salary-based job. Meanwhile, there are a lot of things that a Nigerian can do and may get to be paid and may even live a wonderful life from that. Now tell us how diverse our opportunity are as Nigerians, and what can Nigerians do to benefit from these diverse resources?
So, like I said earlier, we have vast resources ranging from farming, mining, oil and gas, all that.
I think that, yes, because Nigeria is one of the countries in which all these big tech firms are putting their eyes on. Now, the amount of wealth that can be generated from our huge population and our usage of the internet is huge. That is why, for instance, let's say Nigeria bans Facebook. I am telling you that Mark Zuckerberg is going to feel it in his bones and in his blood. So that is to tell you that Nigeria is a big tech market. So we have a lot.
Thank you so much for citing the tech, Albidat. And I think with our resources, the leaders can create employment for the unemployed youth so I think if the government can make a provision for the small scale business and make way for industrialization so that the country can be a country that produces rather than consuming finished goods. So I think with that it would create jobs for a lot of unemployed youth in the country. The rate of the unemployment will drop and the economy too would get better.
Now, thank you very much for iterating the fact that the government has to come in and then encourage these small-scale businesses. I want to also make the people understand that the government cannot come in and to encourage small-scale businesses if people do not engage in these small-scale businesses. It is good to have big dreams. It is good to want to enjoy. It is not a crime to just wake up in the morning and become rich. But then I think it is much more better for a person to work towards it. Now, if you have started doing something, I think getting the support will be much more easier because one, you already have the experience of what you are doing. Two, people have already seen what you are doing. Three, you have already probably even made name for yourself. So I encourage you, because Nigeria is a diverse country in terms of everything, get out there, tap from the resources we have, get yourself something to do, and inshallah you are going to get better. The government is coming into place, but then you have to know that yes, to you and I tomorrow will be the government. So start making a way towards that, by making yourself better, so that your kids, available and unborn, will enjoy from your actions of today and tomorrow. Now, Nigeria is a big population. Nigeria is a big country. It is a big global market. Let us look at even our population. We are about the 7th or 6th in the whole world. We are having over 2 million people, and I am telling you, the number of youths out there is much more greater than the number of people who are aged and the number of people who are children. Or perhaps we can say the number of children are also large, but then in 5 to 6 years time, let's say maximum 5 to 10 years, give that range, those children that you see are going to become the youths. And then you see the population of the youth is spontaneously increasing. Now, that aside, the economic factor aside, let us look at our topography. In the northern part of Nigeria, you find it is a bit dry. Say, for example, Borno has a bit of touch of desert, and it goes down to Sokoto. It is all a bit deserted. Meanwhile, places like Kaduna, Niger, and let's say just the north central, it is a bit wet. They have grasses, it is a bit green, and then if you go upwards to places in the south, you find the land is much more greener. So this is telling you that, look at Niger, for example. It is Niger is bigger than Nigeria by land mass, but it is not as diverse as Nigeria in terms of the topography. So this is just to tell you that in whatever way it is that Nigeria is diverse, I don't think there is anything you will plant in Nigeria and it will fail to grow. Even if it will fail to grow, it might not be just in an economic with an economic quantity. So thank you very much for joining us today, and as we promised, we are going to be bringing you faces to come here and discuss Nigeria. We have quite a number of topics, and if you are interested in joining this program, you may just comment that I'm not supposed to be the only person steering it. What is the essence in it? So thank you very much, and goodbye. Have a great week and weekend. Here's Rabiatu to bid you farewell.
Thank you so much, and see you when I see you.